Oh, shucks. Colin, just before we head off here, I wanted you to have a quick heads up.
Yeah.
I live stream in my Uber just as a way of sharing amazing experiences I have with them. So please don't talk about anything that's like too personal and you're like, oh, I didn't want to talk about that or whatever, right? So, yeah. Welcome to the end of your day.
Hopefully it's close to the end of yours.
Oh, let me think here. I've got a couple more hours still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started early this morning and then I did some work this afternoon with errands and then I'm back here. I love these bumper stickers. They're always so intriguing to watch. Didn't get a chance to read those and stuff, but how did your day go?
Not bad.
Not bad. You're feeling productive?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
So I dropped off the vehicle to get repaired, and unfortunately it's not fixed.
Oh. Did they find more things that need to be tended to, or is it just extended work?
Unfortunately, it was. It relates to it's a diesel, so the diesel emission fluid freezes at a certain temperature.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
As a result, it was parked outside last night, and the job was to replace the heater.
Yeah.
So it has to be thawed in order to replace the heater. So
I see.
didn't realize it was going to be that cold, and they didn't realize to give you a heads up. So
Oh, shoot.
it's but easy enough. It just stays one more day, so no big deal.
Are you feeling the sense of dependence that's uncomfortable because you're not independent, just like on your own schedule?
No, it's honestly it's very easy. I reached out, I pre-booked yourself, and just
Amazing.
I get to go home, no problem.
Nice.
So.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So honestly, it's
When-
it's kept family from having to come pick me up.
I see. So I'm happy to be in that gap. Vehicle out of commission. I usually acutely feel that sense of, oh man, like, I'm in that dependent zone, right? But
It's inconvenient for sure.
yeah. What do you do, Colin, down here?
Count.
You're an accountant?
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool. And you've been in this career for a while?
Yeah, depressingly so.
Oh,
20 plus years.
really? So you know your stuff.
I wouldn't go that far. Duration doesn't equal positive. But, no, I joking. That was more an age joke.
Yes, of course.
than the industry or the profession. No, I enjoy what I do.
You do. And you've always enjoyed it, or did you have to learn to enjoy it?
No, I've always enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was my first degree.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
No. I couldn't be a lawyer, so I became an accountant.
Oh, I see. That's the calibration there. Noted. Speaking from the side of enjoying what you do, what is the zone of relish that makes you say, this is good?
Within the cliche of the people,
Oh, yes.
the experience wouldn't be near as enjoyable if it wasn't for the people. And then just get to talk a lot. I enjoy talking. So
Talking in a sense of like telling a story with numbers.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I like, yeah, storytelling is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
But the power to, like, the ability to interpret and then interpret a story for someone else,
Yeah.
that must be a satisfying feel.
Yeah. And the stereotypical accountant that sits behind the desk and just clicks numbers all day. You don't see many of those
No, eh?
anymore. No.
What shifted along the way?
I don't know.
Because
It wasn't the profession that TV painted it to be. It was much more, again, a lot more collaboration, a lot more talking.
yeah,
I'm sure you know there's still plenty of bookkeepers and data entry folks, and I love when someone loves to do that job. It wasn't necessarily my ideal
cup of tea.
space.
Yeah,
Whereas the exact opposite, someone would look at me and say, "Hey, I don't want to talk to people." So
right.
one is not better than the other by any means.
Fair. It's just
personal
different skill
preference.
sets. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I've heard there's certain stereotypes of different, like engineers have a certain stereotype
yeah.
socially, law enforcement. So what would the stereotype currently for accountants be, if you have access to it?
I don't know. sounds.
Yeah.
Because there's different kinds of accountants for certain. It's there are the ones that thoroughly enjoy a process and rule sets.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that love to, I would say, play in the gray.
Yeah.
They want to argue about, everything.
Yeah.
It's whatever's. Some people like to go after the inconvenient and make a case for it. But I think those. So the stereotypical is still going to be what you see on TV. It's going to be that painted picture of taped glasses and pocket protector.
I wear a pocket protector, you know? I do.
I was going to compliment your bow tie.
Oh, were you?
I was. I've been known to rock the bow tie.
Nice, you too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
My wife has to tie it, but
oh, is that so? So
I can't do it.
They
For
are
the life of me,
tricky.
I can't do it.
They are so tricky. I've tried learning how to tie a bow tie.
Yeah.
So here's a riddle for you.
Yeah.
If you enjoy riddles, I don't.
Sure,
but I came up with this one. So it goes, I tie all my bow ties, but I own none. I tie all my bow ties, but I own none.
Pasta chef.
Tell me more.
Yeah, bow tie pasta. So you sell it all. So you make your own bow tie pasta, but you give it away. I'm trying to think of something that fits the name of the riddle.
Clever. That's clever. I've never heard that one, but no. That's good though. I like that one.
I won't make you linger too much, but
That's
what's the
okay.
answer?
The response is my bow ties I tie out of neckties.
Oh, okay.
So I take a regular necktie and I can tie it into a bow tie. It's one of the simplest things ever, like so easy.
Yeah.
So I love this because it makes bow ties more accessible to so many of us who don't have bow ties.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I tie ties.
Of course, I tie ties too. Here's how it started for me. Like I got bored of like your Windsor, double Windsor options, right? I'm like, this is all we have, So I started learning how to do these ornate ties, which are cool, medallion knot, rosebud, all the beautiful ones, which are very interesting to look at. But then I came across how to tie a bow tie of a necktie. I said, yes, please, and it's my new signature. Now, the riddle doesn't really stand anymore for me because in the course of time, my friends, like, if I don't wear a bow tie, my friends are asking, what's wrong with him? Basically, So it's become
a signature.
Absolutely. It definitely has. And so, so since then, they've started gifting me actual real bow ties and clip-on bow ties. So I did have to learn how to tie a bow tie, and it's like you were saying, it's challenging.
So they make it look so easy. And then quite literally, I will stand there and my wife will tie it for me.
Oh, that's nice that
she watched the video and she's like, "Come here."
Oh, probably watched this one where the guy was tying it for himself, so she probably had to like do the reverse.
Well, it's interesting because if you watch the video, it's watching someone do it.
Sure.
So you can't do it on yourself. You can't self-reflect it. Where she's doing a video of seeing someone doing it and then doing it for someone. So the perspective is the same. So when they say go over this way and do this, and she's just better.
And she does it from the front for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, there's one critical step that I think is probably the most challenging part in that whole process. It's a critical one that holds it all together, but since I've learned how to tie a bow tie, which is awesome. For example, actually, this year on two significant events happened for me that were really touching. Let me share them with you. On my birthday earlier this year, my close friends, of course, they got together and had what I didn't realize or anticipate was that they've been conspiring beforehand. And when I arrived there, every one of them had gone and taken a tutorial and shown up wearing bow ties tied with neckties. It was just one of the most meaningful touches on this get-together. It was just, I really felt blessed by that. And then recently, like the other job that I was working at, they had a going away party for me, and again, and everyone knows, like, these two groups do not know each other. But one of my guys that was working for me in the warehouse, I thought so too. So yeah, really sweet moments like that.
No, I can't figure out for the life of me why I can't figure out how to tie a bow tie. You figure enough practice, it'll click.
Yeah.
It's like you think if I take a tutorial to learn which key.
I have.
I still couldn't. I
Me
got
too.
2 rows and then I couldn't put them.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
gave
see
up.
these guys, these young minds that are just like 10 seconds and it's there.
Even less. It's phenomenal.
Oh
These
my
competitions around
goodness.
people
I
doing
know. Even when they do it, like for example, they just see it for like 5-10 seconds, isn't it?
It's impressive.
Oh, I think so too. I agree. Yeah, there are ways that my mind doesn't work the way others does that I
sure.
admire
Well said.
from a distance, and I say, I'm so glad there are people like you who relish this and do so. Like for example, even looking at all we've accomplished society-wise, you know, we've got like infrastructure, we've got plumbing, we've got resources, we've got these buildings, we've got like accomplishments of transportation. And there's like a lot of ingenuity. There's a lot of like, I don't know, skill sets that are being showcased.
Thank gosh there's that many people
I
that are good at that
know.
many things.
And
we
that
would be
actually,
sitting in the vehicle driving down this road.
I know, we would be like, yes, I totally agree. And so I like that aspect of our existence as humanity is there's that contribution to making a life that could benefit others too, you know? That's really cool. What would you say your superpower is?
I wouldn't say I had one.
If there, like, what would you say is something you are particularly like gifted and good at in doing, and you love doing it, and it's felt by others?
Couldn't identify something.
Okay. It's the kind of question maybe that many haven't considered in advance. Yeah.
No,
I'll leave that one with you.
I apologize. My phone was just ringing.
That's okay, no worries. This is your space.
How have the roads been for you today?
I am at a point in my day where I am so grateful that my vehicle is still in one piece. Not because I was concerned, but I'm just grateful when that is happening. They've been trepidatious. You know, there's been some slippery side streets and so on, but like I say, I'm so grateful. Like, it's a confident vehicle. I've got good tires. I haven't really struggled at all. I'm just far more aware. Like, I feel quite confident calling in my ability, but I am also very aware that I'm one amongst many others in the way, and so I'm also watching all the surrounding areas as well, aware that that's part of that dynamic.
Yeah. After dropping my vehicle off this morning,
Yeah.
I utilized Uber as well to get to work.
Yeah.
And it was quite a bit greasier earlier today. Unfortunately, the person's vehicle couldn't make it up a hill and had to back down the hill. I'm sure they didn't feel good in that moment. So it could be, depending on your comfort level in bad weather, or backing up, and then there was a car coming towards us that unfortunately they put on their horn and think we could wait 2 minutes for this person to back down the hill.
Oh, shucks.
But they did just fine. Went on their way. So
I was thinking about that in the midst of all the snow, like just the ability that I have just to even drive into a snow pile to get closer to the sidewalk for my rider, for example. Like, I wouldn't have that option if I had something smaller, so I was even cognizant of that too.
So I actually had one of these.
You did?
Yeah.
Once upon a time?
Yep.
Had
the journey quite liked it.
I do too. I'm grateful for it. It's like, I mean, I have the third row seating as well.
Yeah.
I often do feel a little bit conscientious when I have a full, when all my seats are filled and they're like big burly guys. I'm like, I'm really sorry guys, you're gonna have to get cozy, you know. But you know what's intriguing for me, and again, this feeds my gratitude, is, I don't know, there's something about, that's not their focus. Their focus is more just the vibe internally here, and we just have a great conversation. There's just something more. So I'm grateful for that too. Yeah. Look at this road. It's like quite, well, this might start freezing at some point, but
It's true.
it's quite clear they've done an amazing job of that. I'd love to pry your mind on a topic of conversation that I've been investing in for a little while here. Significant part of my growing up through my 20s, 30s, even my teen years actually too, was trying to figure out how can I do this? Like how can I live well as a young man who doesn't have who wants to do better in life, but I don't really have models, and I didn't realize at the very heart what I was trying to figure out was how can I live with integrity in essence, and sort of significant fumbles along the way, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh man, after all of those experiences, I value this theme of integrity immensely, and so I like curating conversations, especially to inspire and encourage young men online about what it could look like to, one, consider it, and to list of questions, 1 to 7 in front of me here. Choose me a number between 1 and 7, and then I'll just kind of banter with you a little bit on that question. Which number do you choose?
Oh, pick a number. Okay.
Pick a number, yeah.
I thought I was going to rank.
Oh,
responses
gotcha.
too. Okay.
Yeah, no.
You can do them in order. That'd be fine.
In order?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1?
Sure.
All right. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. So the first one says, can one who struggles with self-respect have integrity?
It's a heavy question.
It is. These are who understand integrity.
It's a heavy question, too.
At the end of the day, of all things, too.
I think generally integrity, although there's clearly, I'm sure, very well articulated definitions for integrity, is a very personal definition. And to that first question,
Yeah.
self-respect
Yeah.
is typically the measure. I guess everything is, what would I say? It's such a personal thing. You might be
Sure.
oblivious wholeheartedly that they do
Yeah.
first.
Hmm.
I think that's the easier answer. I think the other one, though, is depending on your life situation, sometimes your definition of integrity would change to accommodate those around. So you would almost change your view of yourself and do things that may not become them because they can self-reflect and align with what you do, even though that's not that person's true definition. They're doing it to help you. So I don't know. That was wordy. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's what I'm priming for. I was thinking especially one of the things I discovered like in the last few years was in the midst of my striving, I didn't realize that I was a fairly competent people pleaser.
Okay.
In a codependent way. And what's transpired there was, I guess at some early points, I'd had enough, I call them like ouch factor moments, where like when I was expressing ideas or thoughts or perspectives that I felt resonated with me, you know, there's just that response culturally from my surroundings that said, well, that's, you know, like that's not cool or whatever, you know, it didn't vibe basically. And so I said, oh, that didn't feel good when I was rejected or when I felt, you know, kind of ripped apart for those. So I learned, I think like many, to just kind of hold those expressions that I felt were truly me internally, because I didn't feel safe to actually share them. And then I got competent in a significant way in being able to read a person and then say, here's what I feel would get me access by way of acceptance or whatever. So it's basically like signing on for other people's, I guess, criteria for what their values were.
So that example I just said,
Exactly.
you put that person in front as opposed to your own self-respect.
Absolutely.
Finding that community that naturally accepted.
Absolutely. Yeah. It really was. And I mean, I was really accomplished in life as a result. I was able to not only meet expectations externally that were set, but I was able to exceed them as well too, you know. And in some sense, I found validation there.
Yeah, makes sense.
But then at some point, Colin, it came to the point where I said, I actually don't know what it means to be me. Like, I know so much about what everyone else's sort of lines that they draw are, but when it comes to Binyam, I have no idea. And so that was like the catalytic moment when I said, how can I like how can I re-engage in a way that aligns in a more meaningful way. And I didn't realize I was aiming for honesty or transparency there, but transparency was what I really was desiring, right? So yeah, I would probably say as a result, my perspective now is that when I think of integrity, there, like you were saying, it's nice when it aligns with the community or culture you're in.
Much more natural, comfortable,
It is. It's an easier to go.
safe.
Yeah, safe is another way to say it. I'm not sure if that's like, from my observation again, I would argue that many don't feel safe in actually expressing transparently what their real thoughts, ideas, desires, values in life are, because again of those ouch factors. So they've learned, I think, to sort of say, here's how I can survive socially while saying something that doesn't quite fit here, you know? And that feeling, that vulnerable sense of I can be upfront isn't always on offer. It's rare to be able to gain access to that, it seems.
True. And in determining the community that you want to have that with.
True.
A work environment, for example.
Yep.
You may not like your boss. You may
Yeah.
not align with your boss.
Yeah.
You're going to make your boss happy
Yeah.
within reason and
Right.
respect.
Right. That's a good way to say it. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, absolutely. When I Googled the definition for integrity, I was actually, I was really disappointed. I was like, oh, this just seems to fall flat or short. So I did, here's my proposal for how I would define integrity. I would say integrity is the alignment between one's internal values and their external actions. And their internal values, not as the ones that they're expected to sign on for, but the ones that are even deeper than that, the ones that they're like, I feel strongly in this value, and this is what I count in my, and I like that it's open for them to figure out whatever hierarchy of values, because it's different from person to person.
Sure.
But whatever that moral compass is, that actually translates for them in a way where they're like, this makes sense. That's what, yeah, so that alignment. And the second component is also fairly important, and that's that they not only believe it, but they actually do what they believe.
Also,
Yeah.
exhibits that integrity.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah.
Just a heads up, you want one lane over here, right?
Thank you. It's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah. This intersection is weird. Where it
It's
all
still a
comes up.
maze, I know. I was talking to a civil engineer this morning, and this is the kind of thing that he does. And I was telling him, especially when there's nothing here yet, right?
Yeah.
And when they just,
when they do construction while everybody's still up. Like if you
Oh, I
drive out to Cochrane, you're like, how?
I know. I see. Yes. Yeah, it is commendable. But again, one of those skills that I'm so grateful someone has.
Oh, I love that other people are better than me. That stuff.
I agree. This truck driver is also thinking the same. Oh,
If someone else is better, it's just you
Yeah.
get to see such cool stuff.
yeah. I appreciate, I hear humility behind that, which is appealing as well. It reminds me about, as I was training the guys that were taking over for me at my previous job, I was just sharing with them where I'm going in the future and what I want to accomplish, and the one guy's like, you know, Biniam, this is like really, these are great ideas and you're gonna do them, but dude, he said, don't talk about it, like don't tell anyone, because then they'll come and steal your ideas. And I said, but in all honesty, I want others to be able to steal my ideas if they find they want to run on and do their own thing. I would love that, because I feel like I'm in a space where I appreciate competition. If someone's better than me, I'm actually thrilled. Like they're giving me something to strive towards. And if they're in my space doing what I'm doing, it's going to be very evident if they're in it for the right reasons. So I like that I've chosen a certain horizon that it's going to show those who are in it for the wrong reasons, because the ones who are in it for the right reasons, there isn't a way to like fudge this one. So I told them, honestly, at the very heart of it, I feel like I'm just marketing this idea of integrity. If someone wants to come along and showcase this better, they're my new hero. I want to be better, and if they can inspire me by that authentic pursuit of what integrity looks like, because you can't really fake integrity long term. You know, it's the kind of thing where it marks so much of one's life, and it's the kind that's unforgiving. You're gonna be found out eventually, right? So if there's others who want to come and like steal my ideas, by all means, because if they're doing it for the right reason, they won't be stealing it. We'll be building on each other.
That's the, I guess, you'd be hypocritical, if you will, if you were, if you were frustrated by someone else leveraging the concept of integrity if they did it with integrity.
I know, exactly. It's the kind that if you bought into the true heart of it, it's a hard one to corrupt, because it touches it. One of the ways I've conceptualized this, Colin, it's almost like integrity looks at, if your life is a pie, it says, I want the whole pie. I want to touch the whole pie. And if a person is tempted to say, can I just have